Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing video on Rahu. Well, I don't know, amazing, that's in the eye of the viewer. But so today, I wanted to make this video on why Rahu is important in our life. Why we need Rahu. And the reason why I'm making this is because of the consultation that I did 2-3 days ago of somebody in India who's trying to pursue acting and trying to pursue, being in the entertainment industry. And the story that they told me is something that I was like, man, people need to know. I got to make a video on this to let them know. So that's what this video is about. Now, if you do not know where Rahu is placed in your horoscope, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all your other planetary placements, my books, my new book on Mahadasha and consultations, for that, check out the links here. So let's get started with our Rahu video. So what happened is, I was doing a career consultation of this one gentleman who is in Mumbai in India, pursuing acting. They have gotten quite a good work in TV serials and movies, okay? They've gotten commercials, but obviously it is lacking that spark. You know, they are able to make money and they were able to, you know, sustain themselves, but it wasn't something like, oh, they're recognized on the streets and they're recognized in there. No, it was just like small roles. And as you know, in India, TV serials actually pay you more than even the film industry. So they was trying to pursue more towards like TV serials and whatnot. So what happened is, whenever our careers are quite stagnant and not progressing, what is the first thing we do in India? We go to an astrologer. Or our family member, our mom, our dad will suggest, well, you might want to go see our astrologer, see what they have to say. So he did the same thing, because there are astrologers all over the place in India. So he went to this astrologer and they saw his horoscope, and what he had was Rahu's sun in the 10th house in Leo. Okay. And sun was at, I think, about 16-17 degrees. Rahu was at 5 degrees. So what happened is, you got to remember, so what this astrologer said, that your sun is eclipsed by Rahu. This is why your career is not taking off. And you need to do Graha Shanti for Rahu. And obviously wear a Gomed. You know, I don't know what they call that in English. The stone is called Gomed. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot. I knew the name, but I forgot. But first thing you want to know, whenever somebody says, oh, your sun, moon are eclipsed, you got to understand this. Rahu moves backwards, okay? So Rahu is moving backwards and all the other planets, especially sun and moon, progress forward, okay? So that means Rahu is starting from 29 degrees. A new planet starts from 0 to 1 degrees. And they move towards the 30th degree while Rahu is moving towards the 0 degree. So because sun is at 15 degrees or 16 degrees, Rahu is at 5 degrees, what happened? Rahu already crossed sun. This person was not born on an eclipse. Rahu has already crossed sun. Okay, so it wasn't an eclipse. Number 2, sun is in its own sign of Leo. And what is the quality of sun and Rahu? Sun magnifies the sign or the planet that it sits in. Rahu explodes it. So Rahu is exploding sun, like big ego. And, you know, like, look at me, notice me. And sun is in the most prominent house, receives the full Digbala, meaning directional strength. And anytime sun is strongly placed, exalted in its own sign, friendly sign, and then it's conjunct Rahu and Ketu, it's not considered bad. Especially in Leo and Aries, when sun is exalted with Rahu and Ketu, it actually manifests sun energy in a more bigger and positive way. You'll see many people who are extremely successful with Sun Ketu conjunction, Sun Rahu conjunction. So it doesn't mean that this is going to be always bad. This is going to be always eclipsed. But the bigger thing you have to realize here is what happened now. The reason why they're getting a consultation from me now is because when they did the Graha Shanti for Rahu, after they did the Graha Shanti, whatever little bit of work that they were getting, TV serials, 2-minute scene here, 5-minute scene here, commercials, coming into some movies, all has been flat and nil. And they're like, if I'm if I don't get something new in the next month or two, I'm gonna have to go back home. And they don't want to. They really want to make it. And that's the thing. In the desperate situation, they took desperate steps. But what the problem is here is that they did the Graha Shanti. They put Rahu to sleep. So what happens when you put Rahu to sleep? What is Rahu? Fame, mass fame, film industry, film editing, photography, filmmaking, cinematography, the limelight. Because Rahu prays to Venus. Rahu is the Bhakt of Venus. The Asuras. Venus is the lord of the Asuras. And many think Asura is a demon and all that. No, Asuras are just as needed as the Devas. They're just the different side of the coin. So when they shut Rahu down, what they did is they completely nullified their ability to get fame. And because Sun was conjunct Rahu, Sun itself was affected by that Yagna or Puja, whatever they did. And this is why I say all the time, first of all, like the remedy that you take, be careful why you're taking that remedy. You know, people wear like the iron ring for Sadesati. They will wear blue sapphire, all these things. Okay. First of all, gemstones will do nothing but like make you look fashionable. Okay. That's the number one thing about gemstones. And obviously the gemstones that are going to help you, it's only for health reasons, not for bringing you success in career or marriage or wealth. No. But when we do remedies like yagnas and graha shanti, we have to understand, what are we doing here? We're putting this planet to sleep, but are we putting their positive effect to sleep as well? Or are we also putting their negative effect to sleep as well? Or everything is going to sleep? Because why is it also bad to put your negative aspect of planet to sleep as well? Because if you were to pay some karma through that planet in this lifetime, you're skipping that. And then what's going to happen is it's going to move forward to the next life. That means if you're paying that karma off with that planetary negative results, and this was your last thing you were just to do to get moksha, now you push it to another lifetime. And especially if you believe in astrology, especially if you are here watching this video because you like astrology, you want to understand it, then you got to understand the cycle of karmas, especially the 4 types of karma. And I was discussing this with Dr. Arjun Pai 3 days ago in our personal webinar of how you will get results of 50 lifetimes into this life. Whatever you did 50 lifetimes ago, you will get results in this life. Like just the example of Dhritarashtra, how he lost 100 sons in Ramayana. And he was blind. And I forgot the name of the wife of his who also was blind. She put a strap on her face. And was it Mahabharata or Ramayana? I'm not sure. But I was discussing this story. He was discussing this with me. And she blindfolded herself, became blind with her husband because she was so cultured. She was so dedicated to her spouse. But then he asked an astrologer, why is it that I had to suffer this? Lose 100 sons. And at the same time, I'm blind and now my wife doesn't want to see either. He said, well, 50 lifetime ago, you threw a burning net on a tree where there was a male and female bird. And they had 100 birds as their children. They all burned and died. But the mother and father were able to escape. But due to the smoke, they became blind. Now you're here to repay that deed that you do. So whenever you go for a hunting and all that, and when you kill that animal, just you got to understand these cycles of karma. So this is why when you do some yagna, when you do some graha shanti, just understand what you are doing. Now, this astrologer did it out of their genuine heart. They're a good person. They wanted to do this. They weren't like, oh, this is going to shut his career down, let me do it. No. But the problem here is because of the parampara that they have come in through, the lineage of astrology that are coming through, they have learned that in order to get rid of the malefic effect, you have to do a graha shanti. But what they did not understand through their own honesty, this person might be a great astrologer, a good person, but through their own lack of understanding of what is actually happening, they probably shut down Rahu's positive effects along with the negative effect. Which brings me to this video as to why Rahu is so important in our lives. Why Rahu is needed in this day and age. And that's something that I want to discuss with you guys. Our very first issue is that if you're thinking and if you're trying to be in Bollywood, Hollywood, trying to become an actor, singer, whatnot, and somebody tells you do Graha Shanti for Rahu, is causing problems. That's where you have to then ask this question. Will doing this yagna put the positive effect to sleep or negative effect to sleep? How can they guarantee you that? And when you question these things, then it's better off not doing anything. No remedy. Okay? Because instead of having a problem with the employee, you go straight to the manager. Don't worry about the employee. Employee's following the rules. Rahu's following the rules and the law. Go straight to the manager or the owner of the store, the source energy. So look, this is my problem. This is what's happening. Your item is not producing as it's supposed to. Can you please help me? And then the manager will be like, well, I gotta give my customer service to people. Fine, I'll return this and I'll give you a better product, or here's your money back. So you go straight to the manager. That's the concept that I believe by. So instead of me trying to argue with Saturn or Rahu or Ketu, I want to go straight to the source energy. Whether you call that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Shiva, Jesus, whoever. Now, one thing you also have to understand about Rahu, and this comes to the mythology of Rahu, is have you ever questioned this? We all know the mythology of Rahu. From the churning of the ocean, the poison came out, Shiva drank the poison, and the milk, that was the eternal elixir. They wanted to give that to the Devas, and they promised the Asuras too. And remember, Asura is not a devil, a demon. Asuras are simply a different type of Devas. They're all in that same plane. Okay? So then Vishnu came down. They asked Vishnu for help. Can you please help us win this war? We're losing this war against the Asuras, the bad guys. Okay? They're losing the war against Tony Montana. So then Vishnu comes down. He also transforms into a woman who dances to get the attention of the Asura while the Devas are drinking the nectar. Fine. Okay, so we got this story. And then we go on with our lives, doing astrology, doing all kinds of consultations, writing about Rahu. What we fail to understand is the decoding of this mythology. What is the decoding of this mythology? And it's so amazing that just by being in Sedona, when I went to Sedona, I found so much more information on astrology, past life, karmas, but just walking on a trail near the Red Rocks, it suddenly just hit me, this mythological part of our stories, especially with Rahu. See, Vishnu, the entity that created everything, brought Brahma out from his belly. Brahma created this universe. Shiva became the god of destruction, so everything can recycle. Fine. Do you think, ask yourself this question, do you think when they went to Vishnu, please help us with these Asuras, and Vishnu came down, don't you think Vishnu had the power to just give them the nectar and have them drink it, and with his power just keep the Asuras out? He's the creator of everything. Vishnu wanted Swayambharu to drink that nectar. Vishnu wanted Rahu to become eternal. Vishnu knew. Vishnu knows the entire plan. From 20,000 years ago for the next 3 billion years or 10 trillion years. He knows the entire plan. So Vishnu knew that I have to play this game. And I have to put sun and moon in a way where Swayambharu, Rahu, comes and sits between them. And then he'll try to drink this nectar. And I'm going to throw my Sudarshan Chakra and make him eternal. Vishnu knew every single thing. He just pretended that he's here to help them. Vishnu wanted to play this game because that is it's this simulator. If I am the owner of a simulating matrix, I created this matrix. Don't you think I will know everything that is going on in the simulator? Remember, when you create a video game, the person who creates a video game, that person knows all the cheat codes. What cheat codes are there? Where is the money buried? Where's the queen is at? Where can I get the most weapons to destroy my enemies in this game? The creator knows this. It's the players who are trying to figure it out. So in the same way, Vishnu knew every plan that he has to perform. Why? Why Rahu was to become eternal? Because Rahu the Asura is a reason why, first of all, why I'm talking to you over internet, is why I am able to record what I'm saying on this thing called camera. Is the reason why I'm able to get up every morning, get in the car, and go get my coffee and come back. Rahu is the reason why you're able to become a pilot, become an astronaut. And yes, I know all the flat earther people will be like, there's no astronaut, there's no space. Fine. You become pretend astronaut. Fine. Okay. When you go to New York, when you go to any downtown, you see those tall buildings, skyscrapers, the luxury that you get in the hotel, all the new gadgets that are coming out, the iPhone that you have every day to communicate with your friends and your mom. If Rahu wasn't here, nothing would be here. Rahu, the Asuras, have the ability to build structures, build things, to progress on the material plane. Now, people will be like, well, of course, that's material, that's bad. We should be following the spiritual path. But you have to look at it in the most basic of forms. See this mouse. This mouse is solid. It's something I can hold. If I press upon my fingers, the feeling, the sensation in my fingers, like, oh, this is solid. I can just squish it. That's what I mean by material things. So don't go into the whole fact about, oh, well, everything is like illusion. Everything, yes, fine, it's illusion. But right now it's not. Right now it is solid. So this solidness, this material plane, this bench that I am tapping on is by the help of Rahu. Rahu made you feel this. The good and the bad part, that's your own decision in your mind. Oh, I don't want to be part of this material plane. Fine, that's your decision. But this is what it is. On this plane, you will have to deal with the material things. There's no illusion in the material things. It's the feeling, the sensation that you get. That's the meaning of the word material. So when you get scared of Rahu, oh my goodness, my Rahu Mahadasha is going to come. First of all, one of the things about Rahu Dasha, and I explained this even in my new book, Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, Rahu creates confusion. Like a person is like, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Why am I just not finding a single direction in life? It's not because Rahu's trying to confuse you. Rahu, think of Rahu as a very creative person. Okay? So if, let's say, if I'm a person who is of color, who loves to deal with colors, I like everything artistic. So then I come upon this mouse. It's all black. And this is the only thing that I'm now dealing with for the next 18 years. Because Rahu is spread on every single human being. Remember, Rahu is so important. He's in every single living entity. Because every single entity has a chart. As soon as you're born, Rahu's in your chart. So then Rahu is like, okay, I have to spend 18 years of my energy on this person. And it's all black. Or it's all gray. So then what Rahu does? He shakes things. He shakes it. He's like, come on, where's the color? So then what he does, by shaking it, different colors comes to, gray comes, red comes, yellow comes, green comes, purple comes. Like, oh, okay, now I get it. And you're the person who's being shaken up because Rahu's trying to bring different colors out of you. The confusion comes in because you are designed to be on this one path. You are designed to be, okay, you grew up, you got to go to school, right? That's the mantra that we learn. You got to go to school. Then, because with school, success will come, right? That's the dharmic path. You go to school to learn success. Okay, so you chase success from 1st grade to the 12th grade. Okay, success. So when they tell you finish school, success is gonna come. Then what happens is after school, then they say, well, you're gonna have to do a little bit additional education to find success. Okay, so I'll get my bachelor's degree. Then again, the chase is continuing on. Then they give you the illusion, well, just a little bit more higher education and then you will find success. Okay, fine. My bachelor's degree, okay, I'll go for my master's degree, MBA. Okay, is this success here? Well, not really. Maybe if you got PhD on this, then you'll really shine as a person. Then, I mean, I do consultations all day long. So I see people are going from MBA to then PhD. Like, I want to do PhD so I can get a better job. Then the chase begins. Okay, fine. Then you get then you get a good job. Then you come out of the college and you are back in the line of a million other people who are doing the same thing, who are trying to get the job. Then you struggle to get a job. Then you get the job. What happens after you get the job? Then, okay, well, success is not really here yet. You're going to have to keep climbing the success ladder. You're going to have to get a promotion. Work hard for it. Well, then get another promotion. Well, then, no. Success is going to come. Just keep doing it. Then at the age of 58, 60, you finally get success. Oh, okay, I got the success. Then what happens? Oh, it's time to retire and die. And that is the system without Rahu. That's the system without Rahu. So what Rahu does, he's like, what the hell are you doing following this one system? He shakes you up. He's like, look, success is not here. Okay, success is not here. Success is right here with you right now. How do you go? Do you want to go this way to find success? Or do you just want to go a little bit this way and find success? So with the shaking up of Rahu, it is Mahadasha. It's trying to make you creative, innovative. It's making you think like an entrepreneur. It wants to make you think like, no, there's more than just this systematic bullshit that they've been taught to do in order to find success. And the biggest bullshit they don't teach you in school, because that will be oh my goodness, that will be sacrilegious if they taught you this, that, hey, you're going to school, especially for people in West, in US and Canada, or even Europe, go get its education from us. But you're going to have to borrow money to get this education. You want to become a lawyer? Okay, $180,000 right there. I did a consultation for this girl yesterday. She's confused. Should I take on debt to become a lawyer or something else? So, fine, I'll take my loan to get my debt. And I'll get the education. Oh, great. You're a lawyer now. You are a scientist now. You're a biomedical scientist. Awesome. Go get a job. Then you go get a job. Why are you getting a job? You're getting a job to pay back what you borrowed to earn that education throughout your life. This is the system, the garbage everybody lives in. But nobody likes Rahu Mahadasha because they are being shaken up from this system. You see how important Rahu is in your life. How important Rahu is to understand I'm looking for this vocabulary in my brain. It just sometimes goes blank. But Rahu is trying to make you look at the artificial synchronicity that is created versus the creative Asura. Because Vishnu knew the garbage that is going to be taught in certain eras. And he knew that Rahu will be needed. The Asura is going to be needed to wake up certain people or to wake up people by themselves. Because why they call Rahu a tabooic planet? Planet that thinks differently, that goes against the social norms of society. Society is going like this, right? And one of the things you will read all over the internet is that Rahu is going against the social norms of society. So what is society? Is the system created by whatever bankers and military industrialists, whatever. And Rahu is like, well, I don't really care to follow none of this. This is where I belong. Because I don't see success there. This path. I see success right here with me right now. But it is so hard to get us out of the system that has been built into us. It is so hard. And the only planet that makes it easy is Rahu. Shakes you up. Because you go through that confusion. But if you let that confusion come about and not resist it, not play against it, then you will see, oh my goodness, I can do this. I can do, like, I do these little questionnaires in my consultation on weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. I get somebody who, whenever they say, well, I'm a senior software engineer working in here. And then I ask them, and he's like, I haven't progressed in like 8 years. I've been working, I'm just not happy. I'm doing redundant work, routine redundant work. There's no creativity, and I'm not making the money. Can you please tell me when can I get a promotion? So again, that thinking is stuck, that I have to get a promotion in order to find my money. But then I ask them that, okay, yeah, no, you will get promotion in this time period, that period, these are the best periods. But tell me, one of my friends is trying to build something. He's trying to build something like Amazon. Like he wants to do this and this. Do you think that's possible? I mean, are you able to do it? And they're like, yeah, of course. Yeah, I can build the system. So then I asked them, then I put this question in front of them. I'm like, do you think you can build this for yourself? They're like, yeah. Then I'm like, why haven't you? But then people come along. Not everybody's meant to do jobs. Or not everybody meant to do Amazon. Not everybody meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody meant to be a business person. Somebody has to clean your garbage. Somebody has to serve you food. No, nobody has to serve you food. Nobody has to do work under other people. Because when the system changes here, what do you think they will do? People who pick up garbage, people who serve you food in restaurants, they're going to create robots, and that is coming. They're going to create robots to pick up your trash. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to this one channel. I forgot the name. They talk about all the new gadgets and new things that are happening. They're working in the next 20 years to make the roads solar roads. So your solar car is on the solar road, and where tire no longer will need replacement. One tire and that's it. You have garbage trucks who will come automatically, pick up your trash that you put outside, and it'll be a unmanned driven vehicle in the next 15-20 years. Robots are already serving in McDonald's in Japan. No person in this world is meant to work under someone else to find their wealth. Remember that. Every single person, I don't care what combination. This is one thing I discovered about combinations too. First of all, there's no such combination that says, okay, you are supposed to do job or you're supposed to do business. Because even a person who has the 6th house in astrology, excellent, whose 6th house is great. That's job, right? Service, job. But you're forgetting one thing. 6th house is about giving your service to other people. Not giving your service to a corporation or a job or a boss. Giving your service to other people. What does it mean? If I have a restaurant and I serve food, what am I doing here? I am serving you. So I am serving you. I am giving you a service, the 6th house. So if my 6th house is strong, that means whatever business I do, I need to provide a service to you. Not something where I'm just selling like some hats and clothes. That's not a service. But what this simply means, when your 6th house is strong, do a business of serving other people. But again, of course, less than 1% of the people will come out of this. That's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. Until there's some like, you just knock people on a wall or give them a lobotomy. Only then maybe the whole system will shake up. But when Rahu comes into your life, Rahu wants you to build big things, bigger things. Like architecture, especially in my own software, when I save people's career, architecture, huge influence of Rahu. Either on the 4th house, Mars, Rahu in the nakshatra of Chitra, Rahu in the nakshatra of Vishaka, in Sattavishak. They were like architects doing great in their architecture work. And again, do not get this wrong. I don't care if you do job or business. It's like Rahu is here to shake you up and to make you think more creatively, innovatively. It's about innovation. I don't care. Go do a job, go work 40 years and get your retirement and get your, stock options and become a millionaire. Do it. That's not the concern here. Concern here is to understand Rahu. Is to understand why Rahu is here in our lives. Because Vishnu knew that people are going to need Rahu to break out of the system that would be created by certain things. Now, why Vishnu didn't stop them? We have to read the entire Rig Veda, Atharvaveda and whatnot. But Vishnu wanted to make a Swayambharu, Rahu, an eternal being, and to eclipse sun and moon. Why specifically he waited till he came sat between sun and moon? Because your mind and your soul will be affected by the negative entity that is on this planet. And to break out of that negative entity, you will need to go against the social norm that has been created on this plane. That's why Rahu Ketu are there. This is why they're so important. Do not put them to sleep. Do not do yagnas against them. Embrace them. And that's what this Rahu meaning is. This is why you need Rahu. Okay. So guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Rahu is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all my books, astrology, conjunction, aspects, Mahadashas of the speed of light, my consultations are at this link here. So check that out. Otherwise, I'll be making a video on Ascension as well. Sorry for taking so much of your time. Bye-bye.